Hi, I'm Shunpou-M, ikebana artist. This time I'm going to instruct Seika, one of the popular set forms of ikebana. This video consists of 3 parts. First is the brief explanation about this set form, what flower and the container to use and what the shape means. I'll tell the things come up from the first impression. Second, how many parts we use and how they are arranged. In the picture it looks one, but let me tell you it's arranged by some branches and each of them has its role. Third, I'll instruct how to do with the spindle. From making stopper to arranging in a beautiful shape, I'll show you the example. And besides, I have a suggestion to enjoy this form more. Seika is one of the popular set forms of ikebana, which can be seen in a lot of ikebana schools. In the school I'm learning Saga-goryu also. In our school spiritually, the Seika combines the ideas about the nature and the way of life in the form. Their kanji means alive flower. Se is something about birth and life, and ka is a flower. As we read, this form expresses the natural birth of flowers. Therefore, its complete form looks very natural. It doesn't make us feel any signs of artificial arrangement. For flowers, normally we use just one kind of branches, such as cypress trees, spindles, and cherry blossoms. And sometimes single flowers with leaves, just like narcissus and iris. Along with the kind of the flowers, we have to change the container. A vase called zundō or flat container. The height of the whole work affects the balance between the container we put in. So if something long, like this, we use zundō. Or if short, flat container. For advanced, it's enjoyable to add some single flowers in branches. Let's take a look at the photo. This is the completed form. In the style, the surface around the water is arranged very clearly. And it has a curve whose top is going down straight the foot on the extension line. Seen from the distance, they are made in a big triangle. They have 3 tops, and there are names and the roles for them. These are all parts to create Seika, 5 branches. First, type. This means kind of blessing from heaven, as a phenomenon, for example, rains. The branch close to heaven would be the tallest. It has a curve in the middle, and with the extension line, the top leads to the foot. And this is tome. Cut about a half of thigh. This one has a very narrow curve, and it's the closest to the water. And this one shows the blessing of the ground, so it counts the lowest. And this is yo. It's about 2/3 of thigh, and it's curved also, but the direction is completely opposite to that of thigh. This is one of the tops to organize the triangle. And I explained this for the last because it means human being living between heaven and the ground. It's easier to understand. To support 3 of them, it's necessary to add something extra nearby. Supportive tie called taimae, and yozoe, but right next to yo. I'll try 5 branch Seika this time. I said I used 5 branches, but I'm preparing 7 for better selection. First, I'm going to choose type. Okay, it's very straight and thick. If it's overgrown and has enough greens, it's gonna be fine. For yo, a thick and stable branch is good. For the point, I always use this twig like this. It's ideal to use the top of each branch as it looks better, but for this, for saving the rest of the branches, it's better to use the twigs. I'm thinking of this part or this part, but comparing the thickness of each part, I like this one, so I'm going to choose tome. I just see in the picture, it's very curved. For the curve, I'm going to make later, but selection, I'm going to choose the compact one, like this. The branch or twig between narrow spaces in between. For example, this is too wide. It's open too much. For here, will be nice. So I'm going to choose this for tome. And some of the rest will be the subordinate parts. Okay, there's a big question left. How to keep them stable? This is it. The stopper is made from the root of branches. Inserting scissors in between, I break and make 2 legs. And put this into the container. Before creating, prepare a small piece of wood in advance. For what to use, we're gonna be sure later. Alright, let's do it. This is zundō, a container for this time. Okay, let's start from tie. I'm taking a little distance so that you can see the whole work in one camera. Okay, when arranging in zundō, the length of tie is about 3 times longer than the height. So it's about 2 feet. So I'll make it about 6 feet. When we get used to it, it's easy to do observation. So when I observe, this is about 3 times longer than this height. So I'm going to cut. For cut surface, we have to be careful. For the edge of the wood, make it sharp so that it fits the surface of the container. This is the length of tie. Now I'm going to bend here and make a curve. Okay. And how to make a curve is on the other video. So if you're interested, please take a look at it. On the extension line, it goes down straight to the foot. So this is the ideal form. But if I leave this for a long time, it will go back naturally. So I have to break a little bit more in order not to go back. Okay, that's about it. Okay, it looks good. Now, for the foot, I have to remove a little. About, yeah, that's about it. A little bit more. Okay, this is time. Next, I'm gonna make yo. Okay, this is the twig I like to use. So I'm gonna cut right here. And I'm going to make a curve opposite to the tie, like this. So this will be combined like this. This is yo. Okay, this will be the bottom of the line. So I'm going to cut this extra line. Okay, now it's clear. The length of yo is about 2/3 of tai. So maybe about this. Okay, the third part, tome. I said I don't like this part because the distance between the branch and the twig, they're way too far. So rather than, I like to make this one as the top of the tome. Therefore, I'm going to cut like this. And I don't want this part. So this will be the top of tome. But look here, is right angle, 90 degrees. It looks very strange in nature. So I'm going to make a flow which fades away as it goes to the top. For example, this. I don't like this. Okay, this looks good. It's thick near the root, but it gradually fades away. So this will be tome. For tome, the length is about half of thigh. So maybe, yeah, right here. So I'm going to cut here. And I break it very deeply. Okay, near the right angle. Now I'm going to combine them, but without anything between yo and tai. You can see the stems right here. The whole work is covered with green, so it's beyond from the completed form. That's why we need the subordinate. For tai mai, something with lots of green leaves are appropriate. I'm going to use this. Okay, how about this? And finally, tai mai will be like this. So if I fit this into the stem, see, it's gonna add some greens between yo and tai. Here's empty, as you see. So I'm going to add this one from behind as tai mai. Okay, this is tai mai. The length is about the same as yo, and it doesn't have to be so thick. The top of tai mai comes between yo and tai. And this yozoe is for filling in the empty between branches. First, yo. It's about 6 degrees tilted and tops a little bit towards you. And this yozoe. It looks good, but take a look at here. There's a room between branches. We call this window. So this is kind of prohibited in ikebana, and it doesn't look beautiful. So why is this happening? There are two possible reasons. First, the branch is curved naturally, so it causes window the most. So we have to fix this by making the opposite curve. For another reason, the leaves are scratching each other, which causes the rooms between branches. We have to cut a little bit. So for here, this one is scratching with this leaf. So I will cut both of them here. Okay, now it looks better. Still, we have a little window, but don't worry. I'm going to add some other branches. Tai mai. And tai. And tome. And finally, I use this small piece of wood.
This will the stopper to hold everything. After sticking, release the left hand. If there's nothing, it's working.
This is the completed form. Let's check one by one. First, the foot. No windows, and they are arranged very clearly. Between yo and the thigh, the top of thigh mai comes. For thigh, make sure its top comes right above the foot. And tome. The direction is right angle against thigh. It was about Seika this time. This traditional step form ikebana is kind of challenged in terms of the difficulty of covering mistakes. So this one is a good training for those who are used to ikebana and want to try something harder. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave your likes, comments, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.